And howdy do! Well, how the heck are you? I am Tom the Beer Whisperer. Whew, so, this is a Fall City beer. Fall City Pale Ale, it says. Now, why am I doing this one again? Well, I picked this up I picked up Fall City Pale Ale, not this one, but I picked it up when we were in Kentucky. I did a couple videos for it. It was good. Really didn't feel it was a pale ale. I also felt it was a tad overpriced, but it was good. But my friend, we met out there, Jon Sherron and his wife Lori, and their friends Charles and Todd. John was telling me that he thought the beer was better when it first came out about 3.5 years ago. So he sent me a bottle. This is a 3.5-year-old Fall City Pale Ale. So it's probably safe to say, even though I don't see a date on the bottle, that it is probably past its date. But rather than save a bottle, I'm a guy who drinks. I don't really buy stuff to save. And since this one was given to me, I don't usually save gifts either. I think that's rude. So I thought, well, why not? Let's try this and drink it and see what we got. It's kind of got a kind of a, I don't know, like a light amber, I suppose. Aromas are light, kind of and like an apricot note is what I'm getting there to start with. Huh. Wow. So is this past its prime? Yeah, I imagine. um, does a beer of this type, a 5% beer that's supposed to be a pale ale, does it get better with age? Likely no. Um, but it's not likely to go bad either. And when I say bad, I mean it's not. I mean, for a beer to go bad, it's got to be subjected to a lot of shit. I mean, it's got to go through constant temperature change, or direct sunlight, or be under a fluorescent light for forever, basically. And the truth is, if it's bad, you take a drink, you put it away. If it's got enough flavor, it's not going to make you sick. Now, I wish I had one of my other ones to drink side by side with this. This isn't bad. I mean, it's not bad in the sense that, no, is this what they intended when they first released it 3.5 years ago? Probably not. I don't have one to drink side by side, but uh, the flavors do seem different. I'm going to have to go back and look at my original video now, because I didn't do that before I started this. But I'm getting these heavy, stone fruit notes, apricot, big apricot. I'm getting huge apricot, and I don't remember getting the apricot before. It's slightly bitter, but not pale ale bitter. But then again, I mean, you got to keep in mind that this is 3.5 years old. It's not an extremely hoppy beer to start with, and that's the first thing to go, right? Since John had this for 3.5 years, I'm just going to make the assumption that it was just hanging out in his basement, so it wasn't, subjected to the bad things that I was referring to earlier. Oddly enough, I mean, it finishes nice. It's somewhat crisp. Again, my problem with this beer wasn't that it didn't taste good. Is that it costs $9 and it says pale ale. It just doesn't have the feel of a pale ale to me. It has the flavor, consistency, mouthfeel of more like what we call a cream ale. Closer to say a Genesee cream. Than a pale ale, because it doesn't have that. You don't have that sharp bitterness at the end to distinguish it being a pale ale. This one, being 3.5 years old, obviously doesn't do that either. It does feel very crisp though, and that kind of surprises me. A low ABV beer like this isn't going to improve with age, but you also heard me say it's not likely to go bad either. So, huh. There you go. So if I end up dead in the morning, I was wrong.